Shalom, Yeladim. It is so good to see you today. We are going to get started with our morning mifgash, so come on over, take a seat or stand wherever you are most comfortable, and we're going to get started. Are you ready to sing our shalom song? Ready? Shalom, Yeladim. Shalom, Yeladim. Shalom, shalom. We're so glad you're here. We're so glad you're here. Shalom. Shalom. Okay, Yeladim, it's my favorite part. Let's see who's awake this morning. Boker Tov, Yeladim. Oh my goodness, I'm so happy you're here watching with me today. It's so wonderful to see you. We are going to get started with our counting sticks. I have my counting sticks with your names on it, and I hope that you brought along 15 things to count along too. We're going to get started. Let's go. Naomi is Naomi. Boker Tov, Naomi. Max is Max. Boker Tov, Max. Sophie is Sophie. Boker Tov, Sophie. Itzy is Itzy. Boker Tov, Itzy. Leo is Leo. Boker Tov, Leo. Maya is Maya. Boker Tov, Maya. Riley is Riley. Boker Tov, Riley. Jackson is Jackson. Boker Tov, Jackson. Brooklyn is Brooklyn. Boker Tov, Brooklyn. Esme is Esme. Boker Tov, Esme. Ellie is Ellie. Boker Tov, Ellie. Charlie, the last name that starts with a K is Charlie K. Boker Tov, Charlie K. Charlie with a last name that starts with an R is Charlie R. Boker Tov, Charlie R. Noga is Noga. Boker Tov, Noga. Natalie is Natalie. Boker Tov, Natalie. Okay, Yeladim, let's count how many friends are here with us today. Can you count with me? Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeladim, how many friends are with us today? There's 15, that's right. Good job, Yeladim. And now, for my favorite part, is going over the mitzvahs that you guys did. Charlie R. picked up garbage off of the floor. That is so good to keep our floors clean. I like that. And Charlie R. cleaned Sophie Harry's fish tank, which is amazing. Taking good care of our pets is such an important thing to do. And for our fish friends, it's so important that we clean their tank out so it doesn't get all yucky inside, because it's gross for them and then we can't see them. So it's so important to clean that fish tank. Good job, Charlie R. Okay, Yeladim, so today I am going to read you a book. And it's a book that I read when I was a little kid. It is called Caps for Sale. Have you read this book? Awesome. Well, if you haven't, it's a fun book. And what we're going to do is I'm going to read it with you today. And then tomorrow in our morning mifgash, we are going to act it out. Now, you can choose to act it out yourself, or we can use loose parts and things to act it out with. Okay? So I'm going to read it today, and then you can think of ideas of what you want to use for the different things in the book. And we will talk about it when this is over, okay? Here we go. So this is Caps for Sale, and I am not going to be able to pronounce the author, the person who wrote the book. But the person who wrote the book and did the pictures, I apologize. Maybe your mommy and daddy could pronounce this name for you. But it's Esfire Sabankiana. very sorry to that person if I butchered their name, which I'm sure that I did. Okay, so once there was a peddler who sold caps. He carried them on the top of his head. First, he had his own checked caps. That was the first one on his head. Then a bunch of gray caps. Do you guys see the gray caps? Brown caps, blue caps, and red caps at the very top. Caps for sale, 50 cents a cap, he called. Oops. So he walked around town yelling out caps for sale. Sorry guys, Mrs. Steinler is having trouble figuring out how to best position this for you. I am not doing well. Okay. One morning, he couldn't sell any caps. Slowly, he walked up and down the street calling caps for sale, 50 cents a cap, but nobody wanted any caps. I think I'll go for a walk in the country, he said. So he didn't have any luck selling the caps, so he decided to go on a walk in the country. Let's see what he found. He walked for a long time until he came to a great big tree. That's a nice place for a rest, thought he. So he went to sleep. Oh, look, he's taking a nap under the tree. And look, he's even napping with all of the caps still on his head. I wonder how he could balance those. That's very tricky. Okay, so he took a nap. But when he woke up, all the caps were gone, except his own checked cap. Uh-oh. He had his cap, but all the caps that he sold were gone. I wonder what happened to them. What do you think happened to his caps? That's a good guess. Let's see. He looked to the right. He looked to the left. He looked behind the tree. No caps. Then he looked up. And what do you think he saw? What do you think he saw when he looked up in the tree, Aladeen? You think? I wonder what happened. Oh my goodness, you're not going to believe it. On every branch sat a monkey. On every monkey was a gray or a brown or a blue or a red cap. Look at all of those monkeys. And they're all wearing a different colored cap. They each took one of the caps. You monkeys, you, he said, shaking his finger at them. You give me back my caps. But the monkeys only shook their fingers back at him and said, tss, tss, tss. So he's shaking his fingers and yelling at them, and they're saying back, tss, tss, tss. This made the peddler very angry. So he shook his hands at them and he said, you monkeys, you give me back my caps. But the monkeys shook their hands back at him and said, tss, tss, tss. So they did the same thing. They shook their hands back at him. By this time, the peddler was really very, very angry. He stamped his feet and he shouted, you monkeys, you must give me back my caps. But the monkeys only stamped their feet back at him and said, tss, tss, tss. At last, he became so angry that he pulled off his own cap, threw it on the ground, and began to walk away. Okay, so look, he threw off his cap on the ground and walked away. He was so upset. But then each monkey pulled off its cap. What do you think they did with it when they pulled off the cap? I don't know. And all the gray caps and all the brown caps and all the blue caps and all the red caps came flying down out of the tree. Look, they all dropped the hats back down. So the peddler picked up his caps and put them back on his head. First his own checked cap, then the gray caps, brown caps, blue caps, and the red caps on the very top. Look, he organized them and sorted them by color and put them all back on. And slowly, slowly, he walked back to town calling, "Caps, caps for sale, 50 cents a cap." The end. What did you guys think of that story? Did you like it? What do you think the monkeys were doing in that story? I kind of thought the monkeys were copying what the peddler did. And so finally, when he threw down his cap, they all threw down their caps. It's a pretty fun story. So tomorrow we are going to act it out. I'll see if by any chance Chase and Charlie are willing to act it out with me. They've acted out the story before. They really like it. So if you want to act it out yourself, you could cut out some caps, and you could cut out some gray caps, some brown caps, some blue caps, and some red caps. You could color the caps. You could find things that are like a cap, maybe like a kippa or an actual hat, or maybe something circle like a plate, a pretend plate, not a real plate, a plastic plate to put on your head, and pretend like they're the caps and walk around with them. Or you could get out something to pretend that it's the peddler and get something for the caps and something for the monkeys, and then pretend that you have a tree. However you want to do it, okay? We will work on it tomorrow, and I'm excited to act it out with you. So think about how you would like to act out this story with me tomorrow. Okay, Yeladim, that is all for today. I hope you had a wonderful, wonderful day, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Shalom, Yeladim.